most of the characters in an Ashwin Sanghi book are usually the embryo is typically someone in real life. So when I wrote, for example, Chanakya's Chant, people asked me that character of Ganga Sagar Mishra, who is it based on? Because they said, "Arey, tumne ye Amit Shah pe likha hai."
Chanakya.
Right? So this is an Amit Shah character in the modern day. And then I have to explain to him that, listen, I wrote and published Chanakya's Chant in early 2010 when Amit Shah hadn't even come onto the national political scene, as it were. That is a story which happens 3 or 4 years later. But
you have a character based on Rahul Gandhi? just asking. Young, pre-adolescent.
There are... I genuinely believe that you should have all types of characters in your books. And that is indeed a character which needs to be written about. But having said that, I'm just going back for a moment into Chanakya's Chant, that there were certain aspects of that character, Ganga Sagar, which came actually from Narasimha Rao. There were some character traits which came from Atal Bihari Vajpayee. There were some character traits which were of Mayawati. All of those were merged together into that character of Ganga Sagar Mishra. And in fact, we, when we were kids, we used to have one Masterji. He was a UP ke Masterji. He used to come home, humko pahade sikhane ke liye. Multiplication tables for the kids who don't know what a pahada is. And those, he used to be wearing a dhoti kurta and he had a chhata in his hand. And in case one missed out on the pahada, he would rap you on the knuckles with the umbrella. And I realized that that was the sort of look that I wanted for my character, Ganga Sagar Mishra. So every character in every book is actually based on someone who has actually existed or I've come across or I have met. For those of you who don't know this, the Krishna key is about a person who thinks of himself as the final avatar of Vishnu. He thinks of himself as Kalki. But how did that character come to my mind? That character came during a dinner party where there was another gentleman who was as many drinks down as me. So probably 3 or 4 hours into the conversation, he claimed to be Kalki. Now, at that moment, I must tell you guys that I have always believed...
So you met Kejriwal then?
I have always believed, and I've lived by the maxim, that there is nothing that a peg of whiskey cannot cure. But that day's hangover was a very different one because I got up in the morning and I was wondering that did this guy actually say this to me? Did he actually say it? And I said, no. The mere fact that I'm thinking about this means that he did say it. And then it prompted me to call for the English translation of the Kalki Puran and to read it. So I have never bothered in terms of what is the ideological bent of the character. I simply tell it like it is, Anand. I know it's difficult to understand that. Maybe my inherent biases must be coming into those characters. Undoubtedly. How is that possible? That you won't have your own biases reflected in the character. But it's not something that I'm doing consciously.